A very warm welcome to all of you on our session this morning. And just to let you know more about these sessions and the channel that we have going on, this is a completely free of cost, no charges involved. Um, every time, as it is in Sahaj Yoga, there are no charges. It's completely free of cost. As the sort of the one who started this, Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, whose photograph you can see behind me, she's always purported the idea of this cannot be bought with anything, right? So it has to be free of cost. Divine cannot be paid for. So this session that we are organizing, it's thrice every day. And we have a session apart from these three sessions that are for new seekers to understand Sahaj Yoga. We have one session for folks who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. So that session is at 5:30 p.m. Every day. And these three sessions that we have are one at 8 a.m. in the morning, one at 4:15 in the afternoon, and the third one at 7:45 p.m. in the evening. All the sessions are in Hindi. Only on Saturday morning we have one session in Marathi, and Sunday morning we have this session in English for seekers who requested to understand in their own languages. So, without any further ado, we'll start the session. Um, what we'll do in this session right now, it's going to be almost an hour for us. We'll go through some slides. And today's session we have sort of focused a bit on the youngsters, because a lot of times there's a request coming in about young folks who are sort of struggling a lot with their lives, and they're not able to really connect why do we need to meditate and what happens, etc. So it's a session focused towards them. And after some slides, we'll have a meditation session where we will go for meditation right now. And at the end, if you want to ask any questions or talk to us, you can join the Zoom link, or you can leave your comments on YouTube chat. We'll try to answer the questions. And that's it. That's going to be the session. So now we'll just start and go through the slides. Just bear with me to understand as a concept what is Sahaj Yoga and why is it required for us, why is it different from others, etc. So we are talking about de-stressing ourselves, bringing ourselves into balance, a complete well-being through Sahaj Yoga. So we're not just saying that you get some peace. We are talking about our complete well-being in a holistic way, because we are not just one aspect of ourselves. We are not just the physical body or the mental body. We're a complete being, right? So what's written here is leading self by inner transformation. Now, uh, why inner transformation? Something needs to change, something needs to happen inside to really bring about a change in the whole society. It is not something that you just tell yourself or somebody's telling, oh, now you're peaceful, now you're in this state, and something very superficial, or you just do this bit physically or read this and you'll feel nice. That is not what we're talking about here. This is about something that has to happen within, which brings about this change and transformation. So, this is a very easily acceptable agreement that most youngsters today, whether they be students or going for jobs, we are under immense pressure and we face a lot of competition. And there's a very aggressive environment all around us. Uh, Whatever we may be doing, and it's a mayhem and it's a madness all around, and that leads to so many problems inside us. So, what are the areas of worry for the young folks today, as has been in the past as well, but not as much as now, is how will I get an admission to the right college? That's one of the big ones. Where will my career go? What am I doing in life? Will I succeed? And I want to reach there, and how will I get there? And what my family thinks about myself, and families, relatives, and distant relatives, and the competition around me, my friends, they are doing this, they're doing that. Somebody I know, they're doing this. My parents know their son is doing this, etc. And at the same time, these young folks, they're working very hard. I mean, after schools, the coaching institutes and the competitions and the exams and every weekend, and they're going really all out and working hard. And of course, in jobs, it's the same. People are working hard and then partying harder, and it's a complete messed up lifestyle that people are leading. Of course, growing up, people also think about many other things, which are not mentioned here, which is about how do I look, how do I, appear to the opposite sex, and the thoughts about them, and all of that. It's a complete big hodgepodge in our heads, and that's why mind's full of worry. All of this results into a lack in self-confidence. Youngsters are so less attentive these days. I mean, the older generation that just doesn't understand why they're not present here, and they lose memory because when you're not attentive, you don't remember stuff. And there's a stressful environment which makes us more restless and impatient and irritable. And we say that teenagers these days are like this, but this is what all of this leads to them becoming so irritable and impatient, and they're not enjoying life, and they are completely stressed out, which is a very vague term, but just to summarize, that is what it is. And all of that leads to anxiety, tension, and aggression, and people take to wrong things, smoking, drinking, drugs, you name it. And of course, they're not working well, and they are in depression and have mood swings. Now, when Shree Mataji started Sahaja Yoga in 1970, she clearly laid out the correlation between how people think and work and the external part of our life and the aggression and all of that, how that correlates exactly to what kind of disease is inside us. And it's a very brilliantly laid out correlation. Today, it's very easy to talk about this, but it was not the case earlier. And now many scientists and researchers and doctors have established that, yes, there is a definite correlation. We may be having hypertension because we are acting like this in our life. So all of that, so because we have led this kind of life, we are seeing all of this around us, we develop so many diseases and so many problems inside us. It is easily understood now. So what do we do? And then people tell you, stop stressing, don't take stress, it's all okay, just do whatever you can, and just live your life, and be happy. And you cannot be just be happy, right? It's not something that one can achieve by saying that, yes, I'll be happy now, I'll not take stress, I'll not think about others, what they are doing, etc. That is just not how it works. So the question is, how do I do it? How do I get out of all of this? That's when all the spirituality and all of that starts. Once you really get fed up with all of this around you, that's when people start searching for something higher, which is the logical thing to do, really. So people also try something in between, which is something that makes your routine um, a little bit easier, and you stop thinking about the regular stuff. And so they start jogging and exercising. Now, this is also a very interesting thing. So I've known so many CEOs of successful companies, very successful folks who have led great, brilliant lives, completely fit and exercising and jogging, this and then they get heart attacks. Because what we do is essentially we work so hard day in and day out, we have so much stress, and we again stress our body more by working out more and exercising more. It's again the one aspect of our body, it's not the other one. So the other aspect balances itself by heart attack. There are things that are very well explained in Sahajog, and maybe we'll come to that in some sessions later on. But it's not something that brings us into balance, especially for folks who are already working very hard. Now, people try art forms, which does really bring some relaxation to our mind, but it's very temporary. So, the idea is that meditation is something that can give us that permanent solution, that state where we are not stressed out by these things, where we rise above all of this. And that's the whole idea about meditation. So we say that meditation is the only way to grow. Grow what? And on what aspect? So talking about the growth of our awareness. All meditation or spiritual side, in fact, should talk about the ascent in our awareness. So we have come up to this human stage, evolving from, let's say, unicellular amoeba to animals and to whatnot. And now the next growth of our evolution will happen in our awareness, definitely not physically. So that growth happens through meditation. That's the last leg that we have to achieve in meditation, is the last jump. Now, to understand the analogy here given is that, uh, let's say a tree has to grow. A seed has been put into the Mother Earth, it has sprouted, now it has to grow into a tree. And if there's an earthquake going on all around, which is the same as the stressed out environment that we are in right now, that tree cannot grow. So, how does it grow? It grows when there's complete silence. And in that silence, we achieve the higher awareness, which is called as thoughtless awareness here. We'll talk about it more in time. So, here it said that is meditation is being in the present, but we are all the time thinking. If you think about it, in fact, we don't stop thinking even for a second in the whole day. Even while sleeping, we are thinking. So there's really no end to how much we think constantly, non-stop. Some people just go all out crazy and they say, just do anything but stop my thoughts. That's the state of our minds these days. But if you think about it, what are you thinking? It's actually, let's say right now you're sitting here, you might think, oh, I should have done that yesterday. And maybe, last week I could not do it. Oh, I should have done that in my life. I could not achieve that. Oh, my forefathers didn't do that. So there's no end to the past side of it. Similarly, for the future, right now, after the session, I'll go this, go into this, go into that. I have to go there. Okay, then I have to do that with my work or something. And I'll achieve that and then do this in life, etc., etc. So all the time, it's either the future or the past. We are very rarely in the present. If we are in the present, we can totally enjoy everything without thinking about other things. And that's when you truly get the joy of life because you're then and there enjoying life. So it's like the thoughts come and they go down, they come, they go down. We are jumping from the cusp of one thought to the other, and we don't even know when the thought is shifted to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And there's no peace of mind because of that. In meditation, what happens is that there's a gap that comes in. It's called as vilamba. That gap is the place where you get this silence and you get this peace of mind. Now, what is unique about Sahaj Yoga? And let's also just talk about the name Sahaj Yoga. So, yoga is something that we have heard of many times now, and it's out there, and so many people teaching yoga. It's so confusing, even at times. What is yoga? So, people think that doing exercises, the physical asanas, is what is yoga. That is not true. Yoga was very well described by Patanjali in it's a very ancient scripture and he's a great sage. And he talked about Ashtang yogas. That means 8 part of yogas. And there's Yam, Niyam, Pranayam, Pratyahara. That means you get into uh, niyamas means discipline, and then you do you leave things, don't eat this, that, then you do pranayam, that's the breathing exercise, and 1/8 of that is yoga asana. So that is to keep our body fit so that we can meditate, right? So that is not but yoga. It's the main thing that he's talked about is Ishwar Pranidhan, which is establishment of God. That's the spiritual side of thing. That is what yoga is. So yoga, literally the word, it means the union. Now again, it's a very confusing thing. Union of what? So there is inside us, there is a spirit, which is the reflection of the God Almighty. Now to talk about God, etc., is not very easy. But there is a God that has created us all, and He's done every sort of thing required inside us to achieve this yoga. So, the union of the spirit inside with the all pervading power of God. That is what yoga is. That is what one should talk about when they purport any kind of yoga. Sahaj. The word Sahaj is Sanskrit that means simple, spontaneous, that happens on its own. Now, why spontaneous? Because every living thing is spontaneous. You take the sprouting of a seed, a flower turning into a fruit, our breathing, digestion, everything that God has made is a living thing and it happens on its own. We really do not do anything about it. We have not cut our tails to become human beings from monkeys. Similarly, our next leg of evolution, our next jump, will happen spontaneously on its own. But we are given the choice to freely look for it. Other meaning of Sahaj is Saha and Ja. Means Saha means with, Ja means born. Something that is born with us. So again, how is it born with us? Let me come back to this slide after this one. It's a very busy and heavy slide, but um, you don't need to really understand all of it. What we'll do is just briefly talk about the subtle system. I'm sure most of us have seen this at some point of time. So, again, this has been described in most Indian scriptures, not most, but quite a few, and with all the details, and not just this chakra system, there are more and more nadis inside us, all of them described. So, what happens is that when we are in our mother's womb, when we were in our mother's womb, the energy that created us, whatever name you call it by, that entered through the top of our head, the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in kids and very young toddlers. If you have seen, it's a very soft bone. It even pulsates at times. So this is the place from where it enters. Our brain being a prism kind of an entity, this power refracts into three parts. The one coming from the right goes to the left, which is in the blue. The one coming from left goes to the right, which is in the yellow. The one in the center comes down and creates all these flower-like things that we call as chakras. Now, the energy that is the residual power. After all of this creation, it comes and settles down in our end of our spine. There's a bone called a sacrum bone. Very interesting name given by the Greeks. They call it sacrum because they probably knew there's something sacred about this. And this energy comes and settles down here because it settles down in coils. Coils means kundal in Sanskrit. And this being the mother energy, she's called as kundalini. Now this power, it becomes dormant and it's there in all our lives. She's been with us and she knows everything about us. Awakening of this kundalini and piercing through the fontanel bone again, which is the last chakra, Sahasrara chakra, is what is done in the name of self-realization, Atma Sakshatkar, which is our rebirth, which is any other name that you may call by in any other scripture. And this is what is that we have to achieve. Now, there are too many things to talk about here and we'll not touch base upon all of them, but very quickly. So these three channels that we have left and right, they take care of the sympathetic nervous system inside us. The one in the center takes care of the parasympathetic. And these chakras that you see, many of them are exactly at the place of plexuses inside us. And there are crossing points of various nervous system inside us here. And the end points of this nervous system are at our hands and our feet. So when we get the awakening of the Kundalini, we feel the status of these chakras on the fingertips on our hands. For the first time, we know what is not right inside us. And there is a clear correlation of which chakra gets represented on which finger. And you'll feel in meditation, there's a little bit of itching or burning sensation on those fingers or those places where those chakras are not okay. So it is very scientific and it is completely verifiable. Let us just go back to the previous slide now. So what happens is that when this awakening happens inside us, we start feeling the all-pervading power of God for the first time. Now we have said, and most of us will agree that God is there, He's created everything, and He's all around us. In Hindu religion, it's easily taught since our childhood that, kan kan mein Bhagwan. That means every molecule there is God around us. But we have never felt Him, right? So when this awakening happens, this all-pervading power that is all around us starts flowing through us. And we feel that power in our hands. It is as verifiable as me touching something hot or cold. So it is not a vague thought in my head that, yes, now I am certified, I'm a great sage and saint. So we meditate, we get these vibrations in our hands. It's called as Chaitanya in Hindi, in Sanskrit, and call them as vibrations in English. But it is the same power that has created us and is all around us. Now, how do we feel this? Is we feel cool vibrations. It can be hot also at times, can be some other sensations, but the power that we feel is cool vibrations. Now it's been described in Bible. It is said that when Holy Ghost will come, you'll feel the cool breeze. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, that means the resurrection time, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya who can be, called as the one who established Hindu religion, organized it a little bit. He wrote a book called Saundarya Lahari. The name itself means beautiful vibrations. And then he says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Salilam Salilam Chaitanya. That means cool, cool vibrations. It's been not talked about so broadly because very few people in the world up until now knew about it. And very few who can give you these vibrations, really. And in our great country of spirituality, India, we have had great sages who got this self-realization after huge penances, and they would give it to one shishya, one disciple, not too many. That is what has changed with Sahaja, where Shree Mataji has found a way to give it to thousands. And then it is up to us to establish ourselves and bring ourselves into balance and make ourselves all right. So you get a little bit of light, you work with it, and you establish yourself. There are no side effects. It's been researched upon by many scientists internationally and many awards given, etc. People have done their PhDs in Sahaja Yoga for even curing diseases because when this happens, awakening, the chakras get all right, the energy that's flowing, and many diseases also get cured. No physical effort needed, and you can immediately verify that you've got it or not. So what we'll do now is actually do the process. What we're talking about is it should not be just talk and talk, right? It should be something that we can verify, and that's the most important bit. There is a lot to learn in Sahajog and completely correlate everything, and you can verify everything, and with practice also you can verify. But the most important thing is first you get it. That is the whole idea. So what we'll do is, even though we said it's spontaneous, there are some steps that we do in order to help ourselves. Because we have not been kind to ourselves in the past, and many of our chakras are normally not all right or we are not balanced. So we first bring ourselves into balance, we help ourselves a little bit, and then we go for the meditation part of it. So we'll have some slides now that show how it's going to be done. First of all, if you are sitting on the ground, you can sit cross-legged, you can open both your palms in your lap like this. And in meditation, we'll keep our eyes closed. That's very important. We should not open our eyes. If you're sitting on a chair or sofa or whatever, you can keep your both your feet apart like this on the ground. It's also important to be in touch with Mother Earth at whatever level we can. Now, what we'll do is balance ourselves with a few steps. We are made out of the five elements we all know, and we use them in meditation to bring us into balance. We'll use a few of them right now. So, in the first step, we'll put our left hand open in our lap like this, as is shown here, and right hand would be put towards the Mother Earth. Left hand in our lap. You can even do the steps right now, me, and later on we'll do these steps with our eyes closed in meditation. So the first step is left hand open in our lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. In the next step, the right hand comes back into our lap, and we put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky, like this. Next step, we put both the hands on the Mother Earth. Now, the steps after this will use only our right hand and keep the left hand open in our lap. So we'll keep the left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on our heart and press it so that we feel the heartbeat as well. We'll have some prayers in meditation here. Next step, we'll put this hand on our forehead like this and press from both the sides, bend our head forward a little. The next step, we'll place this hand at the top of our head and stretch our fingers completely. Place the center of our palm at the top of our head and move it in a clockwise direction. While pressing from the center of our palm, we'll move the scalp in a clockwise direction so that our scalp also moves along with our hand. Again, our head will be bent forward a little bit. After this, we'll raise our hand a little bit just above and feel the vibrations coming out here. So these are all the steps that we'll do, and we'll go for meditation after that. But it's very easy to understand that just doing these steps is probably not enough. Moving our hands and doing some prayers, it cannot be the thing that can give us our self-realization. So I always use this example, but I love it, so I'll use it again. Our great king, Shivaji Maharaj, we all know of him very well. He himself was a realized soul, as Shree Mataji talked about him. But he had a guru called Ramdas Swami. He asked him once, how long does it take to get your self-realization? And the guru answered that, uh, O king, the time that you take from taking your leg from one side of the horse to the other, that means very fast, that very second. That's the time that is needed. But you just need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. It is a very great thing that we're talking about here. And we should just have the attitude that if it is true, then I must get it. This is the highest that one has to achieve. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi was herself a realized soul, and she's here to give us this great experience. It happens with her photograph as well because it has the right coefficients that it emits those vibrations that makes this great happening inside of us. For now, we'll just take it as a hypothesis and keep our mind open and be very humbly placed towards ourselves, towards Sahaja, towards Shree Mataji, and keep our minds open. Not let any thoughts or questions come for now, because these thoughts and questions should not ruin our chance of realization. So, what we'll do now is sit in a relaxed position, open our palms in our lap, and sit a little straight, not very straight, and look at Shree Mataji's photograph very humbly, very respectfully, and be pleasantly placed towards yourself. Slowly, we'll close our eyes now and try to bring our attention inside. We will just see what is happening right now. We will not have any thoughts about it or reactions. Just see what is happening right now. We will now do the steps that we had just seen. Eyes will remain closed throughout. It's very important. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap and place the right hand on the Mother Earth. Left hand in our lap, open, and right hand on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. We can also now bring our attention to our left palm and just see what is happening there. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Shall now bring the right hand back into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand back into our lap, left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Here we have to pray. Mother, whatever imbalances are there in my right channel, please take them out through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. We'll bring our attention to both of our palms as well and see what is happening there. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my right channel through the ether element. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we will pray, Mother, please bring us into balance. Whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out. Whatever impurities and imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into balance, into the present, into the center. Now we bring back our hands into our lap. The next steps that we do will be only with our right hand. Left hand will remain as is in our lap. We shall now place our right hand on our heart. Here we'll press a bit. Here resides the Spirit in all of us. The Spirit is the reflection of God in all of us and is the only eternal thing. Not this body, this mind, these thoughts, these achievements that we have had in life, this family, etc. All of this is, in fact, very, very fleeting. In reality, the only eternal thing is the Spirit inside us. And that is who we are. That is the great truth. So we have to assert this great truth and say, I am the pure Spirit. I am nothing else but the pure Spirit. Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Now, as we are the Spirit, we have not committed any sins. Having guilty feelings is very detrimental to Sahaja Yoga because we do not feel the vibrations on our hands. There is a very big logic behind that, but we'll explain that some other time. But if we feel guilty right now, we'll lose out on a great chance. So we have to say that I am not guilty at all because I am the pure Spirit. I am not guilty at all. Whatever wrong we think we may have done, we'll leave it to God Almighty to judge. He's the ocean of love and forgiveness. If we ask for it, He can forgive anything. So we'll say, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now I'll bring this hand to our forehead and place it across the forehead, right hand across the forehead, left hand open in our lap. And we'll press it from both the sides. While pressing it from both the sides, we'll bend our head forward a little, like we would press our forehead when we'll have a headache. Here, we have to forgive everyone without remembering anyone, without thinking of anyone. We have to forgive. By not forgiving, we don't do anything actually, just play into the hands of people who have done us wrong. But when we forgive, God takes over. So we'll say that, Mother, I forgive everyone and actually forgive. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone, myself included. And oh God, if I have done any mistakes against you, please forgive me as well. Again, we don't feel guilty about it. Now we bring this hand to the top of our head. We'll stretch our fingers completely and place the center of our palm at the fontanelle bone area. Center of our palm at the fontanelle bone area. Stretch fingers backwards completely. And again, bend our head forward a little. While doing this, we'll move the palm so that the scalp moves along with it. While pressing our scalp, bend our head forward, move the hand so that scalp moves along and press it. Here, we must ask for it. Without our humbly asking for it, we cannot get our self-realization. So with all humility and respect, we'll pray, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my yoga. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Bring a right hand back into our lap. Where we had placed our hand, we'll just keep our attention there for a few seconds and sit in meditation now. We'll see that there is complete silence right now. We'll also bring our attention to the center of our palms. Is there a cool breeze coming out of one hand or both the hands? It can also be hot for some of us in one hand or again both the hands. It's a very subtle feeling, so we look at it very subtly. Now we'll also bring our attention to the end points of our fingers, tips of our fingers. See if there's a itching or burning in one or the other finger, in one hand or both the hands. These are our chakras. Get to know their state. Later on, we can cure them as well. It's very easy in Sahaja. Now, once again, we'll bring the right hand at the top of our head where we had placed it and raise it a few inches just above, 2-3 inches, and move the hand back and forth. You'll feel cool vibrations coming out of your head and touching your palm from a very particular place. Again, it's a very subtle feeling, so look at it very minutely. You'll feel the cool breeze coming out of your head and touching your palm. Bring the right hand back into your lap. See the same thing from your left hand. Raise the left hand just a few inches above your head and see there's a cool breeze coming out or touching your hand. Can be warm as well for now. No need to worry about it. Let's just see the vibrations. In the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up towards the sky, elbow straight, and hands open towards the sky, and push back your head. We'll ask one of these three questions 3 times now. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya? What we are feeling? Is this the divine energy, the cosmic energy? Is this the power of love of God that does everything? Any question 3 times. We'll bring back our hands back into our lap And once again, for a few seconds, sit in meditation with our attention at the top of our head on the fontanel bone area. Now we can slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You'll find that you are still in meditation, in thoughtless awareness. This is the first boon that one gets. We'll bring both our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini inside for this blissful experience. Now, folks who might have joined us for the first or second time and are just getting to know Sahaja, I would urge you to continue attending these sessions and meditating at home to establish this experience. It's very important. It's a great responsibility, in fact. It's like the sprouting of a seed that has happened today. It needs to become a tree. For that, it needs daily water and sunlight, which is meditation. With this, we can establish ourselves and learn so much there is to learn in Sahaja. And this experience, we can practice it with others and see how we can help others as well by clearing them out, by helping them with vibrations. There's a lot of practicality in Sahaja that can be learned. All of that can be achieved by regular meditation and also by going for uh, collective meditation once a week. We do that so that we can really establish ourselves. It's very important. Again, it's completely free of cost. There is also a possibility for you to learn more about various things that we do to protect ourselves or cleanse ourselves in Sahaj Yoga. You can do that by joining the WhatsApp group and this YouTube channel where we have put in a lot of videos that may help you and how to meditate, how to really do this at home, something that most people don't understand. So that all is well is freely available again in some videos and on WhatsApp group. When you join, you can learn more. So the links as well are mentioned in the YouTube chat for that. And as there are no questions right now, we can seems that we can end the session. So again, reiterating that very important to meditate daily, go for collective meditations, and you can join the YouTube channel and WhatsApp group to learn more about how to establish yourself and attend these sessions for a few days regularly to really establish it. And apart from that, we have these sessions going on the same YouTube channel and Zoom link twice a day, mostly in Hindi, and one in the morning at 8, one in the afternoon at 4:15, one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. And for deeper meditation sessions, you can join at 5:30 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Shree Mataji. We'll end the session here now. Jai Shri Mataji.